I have segment already. Oh. uh, mm, yeah, actually, I'm being sleepy right now. Thank you for visiting my page, my live stream. But nothing much, but still landed here and gave some reason. And I appreciate it. Thank you everyone. 7 viewers that is right now here. I appreciate your influence. You're welcome to have a conversation here. Say hello to anyone around. Oh, it's like some viewers. I hope you're having a good day, a good night, or good afternoon, wherever you may be. So last time I did a live stream last Sunday, which seems to play some background music, or rather uh, live stream also of another channel. Uh, I'm thinking of sleeping, but it might bore you. Of course, because I'm not gonna be some sort of YouTuber that will be famous because he fell asleep. That it's not even virtual. It's just a PNG. PNG locks on. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. We can start conversation by sending comments. You can ask anything you really want to know. Uh, you can ask anything. Comment section is open. I hope I don't fall asleep first before I answer anyone's question right now. So how long am I gonna make this live? Yeah. Actually, I have a plan of doing some review. Unfortunately, though, because I came from work and two times, it's like I don't have the strength to. Maybe I have a strength to coffee. Yeah. Do you want to suggest anything? Of course, not switching on my camera. It's out of the question. And don't worry, you're not gonna send me any super chats because my channel isn't capable of that either. So anything free, anything you can do for free. Just don't be free to do something mean. Hmm. So again, I appreciate your appearance, everyone who either scrolled scrolled down on short speed and happened to see my live stream. I also appreciate those that might have seen me on recommendations. Oh, hi. Annabelle de los Angeles 4692. Yeah, hello. Okay, quick question. Which is louder, my electric fan or my voice? Oh, thank you for subscribing. If you actually sub, well, it will notify me if you really sub. But either way, your comment, your subscription, whichever. Yeah, yeah, I'm not accusing of you lying. It's just, you know, I'm just saying that if you actually subscribe, it will be seen, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, for right now, I'm doing some live streams so randomly, depending on time I have. No, I also am thinking doing some live stream while I am on the road. I tried that some other times, but unfortunately, it's like empty, like totally. I I, I switched on, uh, hope that someone came, only to end up having zero viewers. I don't know if anyone just dropped by, and then when it says that it's like I'm doing some paranormal ish, when it's not, and then swipe out. But as far as my video tells on that live stream, the night I did that outside, no one came. My channel sucks. It's not a brush, but it sucks. Get it? Brass, brass instrument, saxophone. So yeah. Let me do some poll here. Just me asking. That's so here, here's my poll. Yeah, anyone dropping by or have dropped by, you can choose on these sizes. Feel free to vote. Yeah, I'm doing my all because I only have my phone. I only have my phone. Just let me know. Just let me know. Uh, which one's louder? Oh, maybe I should have wrote loudest, not louder. Okay, I appreciate your voting here. Maybe I will do this live stream. I will let this live stream active for an hour. Let me just have some coffee. And I hope I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Yeah. So someone who is still here, yes, there's one. The fluctuation tells me that there's one. Oh, wow, the fluctuation is so, I don't know, low, 5 viewers. At least that's what my stats here are telling me. And 9 viewers. So to the 9 viewers who went here, thank you again for coming. Can you please answer the poll I made? Just to be sure, you know. I just don't know which is louder here. I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun with the choices. Yeah. Oh, di mabili may sa tabi. Hmm. La Latina. Shall I do some sort of ASMR here? Well, it's like I'm talking on one side of my microphone because there are two microphones on my phone. So there are microphones for your earphones, cell phone, and I have no idea which is left, which is right. So yeah, enjoy hearing my voice on one side. La Latina. Maybe I'll shall play again another video on my TV here in my room. Okay. Oops. Okay, so anyway, let me just have some shout out here again for my top fans. So we have Annabelle de Los Angeles and Hubi Joe. I don't know what's Hubi Joe. Is that the full name? Oh, Nane. So yeah, right now I'm lying my head back down on a folding bed, and it's like wow. And now that I think about it, it's like I'm doing some asthma. I'm doing some asthma, and you are beside me, laying down with me. I'm beside you, or you're beside me. So everyone, thank you for coming again. Ano, thank you for coming again on this live stream that has nothing to do with your work. I only think that I might be falling asleep because just like earlier when I started it, I'm looking at the viewer count and my eyes went closed. And when I came back to myself, what a wonderful world! I already have 9 viewers. Funny, funny. Oh yeah. Okay, thanks for someone who's maintaining their presence. I know I'm not that big guy, literally or figuratively. Maybe that's your way of support, and I appreciate you. Yeah, and I'm serious about that. Thank you. Ah, well, yeah. Ah, ah, I'm really falling asleep. Hmm. How long will my consciousness last? Will we end up? We end up in 1 hour. Okay, never mind. Let me put you on that. And next one. Let's wash. Do you want to recommend something to me? You want me to watch to prevent getting sleepy? Oh, let me check this. Let me check this. Yeah, I'm watching my stream right now, or previewing my stream right now. Yeah, I'm watching my stream right now, or previewing my stream right now. Yeah, it's like an echo. I'm watching my stream right now, or previewing my stream right now. Yeah, it's like an echo. I'm watching my Berto, yung pating. Nakita mo na ba? Yeah. Let me open my live stream. This is stupid. Let me open my live stream. This is stupid. So yeah, seriously, as you can hear from the background, I hope you really hear it from the background. I'm talking. So yeah, seriously, as you can hear from the background, I hope you really hear it from the background. I'm talking. Yeah, I'm messing up. I'm just messing up here. Um, oops. Sorry. Which seat does person B want? Oh no. And let me please. Mm, Goat Simulator 3.
Oh, I can hear eggs of this.
Racing screen. Let's look at the left recommendations. White. What? Wow. Wow. I'm about to. Yes. Okay.
Napapadipin ba nito ang istorya?
So there's this horror game stream kahit basura net ngayon by Paulo Gaming. And do you have any recommendations there? Oh, someone's saying hi. Sorry if I didn't notice. Omera Saliling. Thank you for sending your comment here. Uh, hello. Oh, mastering the way experiment. Number 10. Hiro Natsu. Chimizo. Seikoden. See? Free Talk by Sensalaria. Super Battle Talk with Ruination VTuber. The Fortnite by Roman Around Town. Oh, someone already voted. And yeah, right. What country? guess. I will let you all guess. What country is this? Maybe my tone is a giveaway. Maybe if you listen to me speaking my actual tongue, you you have idea. Yeah, but of course I'm not hiding it. I'm not gonna hide my nationality. I just want to know, or I just want to see if you can guess. What's this? Oh, I'm hearing. I don't know. I'm not that good. To be honest, I didn't know Laura was such a Pokemon person, but I am are you Chinese or what? Well, no, I'm no Chinese. Uh, holding Twilight. King Pacho. But no, I'm not Chinese. Yeah. Right now, I know Chinese. Right now. Yeah. Tomorrow I will be. Yeah, just kidding. No, I'm not Chinese. I'm not from the China. So what is your other guess, Mr. or Miss? Oh, Mera Sarelin. You're still here. Nah. This is I have now 139 subscribers. Not bad. So right now I'm looking on my on my channel on a big TV. That is. I suppose. Wait, did I just not put for Yeah, you know the country or the answer to this question that was left by Omera Sailing. What country where you're from? Uh, yeah. If you swipe to the right, I believe, it will open my uh, profile or my channel rather, and you can see the details, so you can guess from which country am I. Yeah. So just like I said, I'm not hiding my my place. The only thing that I'm not gonna tell is which place in a country am I right now, or yeah, the exact uh, address where I am, because that's just basically doxing. And if I did dox myself, you might end up boxing. Ah, someone came here because I self-doxed, and now I have to box. Anyways, I have oh, so my highest viewer in video is my 13-year-old video. Then the next one is an 11-year ago video. And then my video about this electronic circuits, because some advertisement tells that it's a past project thingy. Except it doesn't actually reject the past. Yeah, I'll let you go check out my channel, everyone. So I hope you do. Again, this is a portion of mine. What's this? It's just 1 minute and 1 seconds. Yeah. Oh, okay, I get it. Oh, okay. So I didn't destroy it with a.
Make life delicious with 100 pesos off your favorites. Order now from Angel.
What? Quadruple amputee arrested for fatally shooting a man. Dayton Weather, a cornhole player who has no arms or legs, allegedly shot a man in his car and drove off with the What? Oh, shit. So he was unarmed while being armed.
Police now investigating after a professional cornhole player with no hands and no legs is accused of firing a deadly shot all while driving. How did someone with no arms, no hands manage to fire a gun and allegedly kill someone?
There is no evidence at this point to suggest anybody else was involved in the shooting. He acted alone on this.
Oh shit, so they're playing the video. You know what this is like? This is like in the 1960s or 70s when every single disability was a punchline before we had any sort of political correctness at all. And there would be like a laugh track behind this entire thing. How did they arrest him? You mean how did they handcuff him?
His name is James Weber, a 27-year-old quadriplegic amputee and
How
a
do they?
professional cornhole player.
How do they arrest? How do they handcuff this guy?
Guys, I'm really starting to feel like he did it. Think about what he would be like if he was at full power. Like, that's actually scary. Yeah, God had to nerf him. He would have gotten away with it if he didn't record this. There he is. Oh my fucking god. Who's this? Like, Jason Bourne? We're getting a movie out of this. Yeah, it's like, I mean, obviously it's a tragedy that somebody got murdered, but that's pretty impressive.
Weber took off with the victim in the car identified as 27-year-old Bradrick Wells. 2 hours later, about 15 miles away, Wells's body was found dumped in someone's front yard in Charlotte Hall, Maryland.
So, he killed the guy, and then he just dumped the body out in somebody's front yard.
The gas
They're calling him Jack Can't Reach Her. He won't have fingerprints. I guess not. I think this is definitely, you know, you could say this is DEI. You know, we don't have too many of these, right? This is one of the first ones.
How the heck was that? How the heck was that possible? Yeah. Someone was shot. Someone was shot by a guy with no hands. Oh well. Oh well. Give you no money. It's done.
What happens if
500 divided by half plus 50 is what? And it's not 30. The answer is not 300. 500 divided by half plus 50 is now I'm having what is this? You very much say 200, but the answer is not 300. It's kind dividing by 1/2 can't be this hard. I don't believe when you divide it by half. Am I too stupid now on math? Am I too stupid now in math? Okay, let me watch this one. Oh wait, no.
Detective Raven, I'm Judge Maddox.
Can we not?
8 million views on a Twitter math post. Can you guess if it's just another PEMDAS problem? It's not PEMDAS. Oh yeah, this is from the more exotic line of bad wording problems. We see these come up in actual math worksheets that are handed out to innocent school children. But there, it's usually just carelessness, not deliberate. The deliberately poor wording of this problem earned it some pretty shocking replies. So let's take a look at the problem. Some of the amusing replies discuss how the writing of this problem is an insult to hundreds of years of math's development. And the scariest thing, that if it were written properly, it might not even matter. There are 2 wolves inside of you, right? One of the wolves sees this problem and does it like this. 500 divided in half, so that's 250, plus 50 is 300. The poster contends that this wolf is wrong, but I contend that that's a big fat load. Of course, the other wolf sees this problem and does it like this. 500 divided by half, that's 500 times 2, plus 50, so 1050. I will go into more depth about this fat load, but this ex-user sums up the gist well enough, so I'm sure he's a good representative as a polite and respectful advocate of nuanced truth. Scott explains it's 300. Divided by half is not a formal mathematical expression and would be commonly understood to mean divided in half, as in divided by 2. If you meant 500 divided by 0.5, then you should have used clear notation instead of trying to disguise poor communication as cleverness.
Okay.
Did you not laugh? Yes,
Okay. 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 Uh,
divided by 0.5.
wow. So, in this video, the mathematical geniuses again strike a puzzle on the internet. It says 300. One who replied to the math problem says it's 300. Divided by half is not a formal mathematical expression and would be commonly understood to mean divided in half. Yeah. So if you hear the term divided by half or divided in half, uh, you usually divide a number by 2 because it consists of only, yeah, you said half, so that's what it is. You put the whole number first above on a fraction, and then how to, now I'm losing my vocabulary. I'm losing my vocabulary here. Yeah. What do you call again that part of the parts of fraction? There's this of course there's no minimum and subtrahend here. That's subtraction, finding the difference using minimum and subtrahend. Then for multiplication it's multiplier and multiplicand. For division it's that's why we have to look back on what we've learned on our elementary days. Now I cannot remember. Yeah. And this guy, again, going back to this problem, it's 300 divided by half is not a formal mathematical expression. So because the question is, what's written in the post is the answer is not 300. It's like giving you a gaslight statement that it can't be 300. But the next line of question, the problem is 500 divided by half plus 50 is, then question mark. Yeah. So it's asking you to do some math. It's asking us to do some math, which is dividing 500 by half. If you're the one If you're the one being asked here, what would be your answer? Again, the question posted on Twitter is 500 divided by half plus 50 is yeah, yeah, yeah. Just disregard the first statement the poster has posted, because wow, related the vertical orientation and yeah, really wow. Sweet.
I ain't gonna give you two grades.
Yeah.
Anyhow, those are the two rules. There are no other rules. 1060. 1060? What the fuck? So why does OP insist that 300 is the wrong answer? Obviously, it's because this is the most literal interpretation of the words in mathematics. Dividing by 1/4 doesn't mean divide something into fours. It means divide by 1/4, which is the same as multiplying by 4. Divide by 1/3 doesn't mean divide into thirds. It means divide by 1/3. And divide by 1/2 doesn't mean divide into halves. It means divide by 1/2. But of course, that there is the wrinkle, because this problem doesn't say divide by 1/2 or a half or anything else that would make it perfectly clear exercise. It says divide by half. And this is why I think 300 is absolutely a correct answer. And so is 1050. The problem is not well specified as written. If whoever poses this problem wants to hit me with actually divided by half means divide by 1/2, so 300 is technically incorrect, then I'd like to argue many more fine points with this hypothetical correction here. Dividing is an action, and actions can be done via methods. One could integrate using the method of substitution, or what I use for my students. Once you get the hang of it, you can just use the old look, no method. How are we supposed to integrate this one? You just look and you know. You don't really need to be doing all that. And how do we divide things? We could divide something into thirds, or we could divide something into quarters. We're asked to divide 500 by half, as in divide half of it. Thus, 250. Then add 50 to get the correct answer, 300. And if it doesn't mean to divide 500 using the method of halving, then we have to ask 500 divided by half. Half what? Half of 1, half of 2, or maybe it's half of plus 50. If I were asked about 500 divided by half negative 50, I'd say that's 500 divided by negative 25, so negative 20. Hence, if I'm asked about 500 divided by half plus 50, well then they have, that's 500 divided by positive 25, so positive 20. Wackier still, if the word half is apparently supposed to reach beyond itself to mean 1/2, then why can't the words divided by reach a little further too? Perhaps the true interpretation is 500 divided by half plus 50, so 9.9009. The internet provided some creative answers, though none that I've found arrived at my 9.9009. Our ancestors would be disappointed in us. They really would. We have such powerful math notation in current year that can express things even as complicated as dividing by fractions with zero ambiguity. And I mean, have you ever used actuarial notation? Those are some scribbles of maximum hopes. How far we've come, even in aspects as narrow as the humble division symbol. Leibniz was a master of notation, responsible for most of the great calculus notation we use today. Whoops, not that ugly double line, that was Newton. Even the great Leibniz could set the standard for division notation throughout the world. He proposed this sideways C for division, though later opted for the colon, which did become the standard in continental Europe. The Babylonians used written characters, transliterated
Welcome to viewers.
Right. They would have needed to learn how to deal with fraction division in school from their teachers. Wait, you hear that?
Oh, it's already 1 hour.
Habits everywhere. Anytime. Everyone keep up. Habits your way.
They'll say true cybersecurity comes with trade-offs, but you're either too small for
Oh, God. I'm aging. At least in the U.S., learning fraction division from your teachers is no sure thing. I started reading various chapters from this horror book last year, and in it, Lightning Ma describes some of the differences she found between a group of 23 above-average U.S. elementary math teachers and a more varied sample of 72 Chinese elementary math teachers. And one of the most interesting or frightening things in this book is an entire chapter discussing 1 3/4 divided by half. Now, if you dare, guess what happened when the U.S. teachers were asked to solve this problem? 21 of the teachers attempted the computation, and only 9 arrived at the correct answer. That's 43% from a sample group that should be at or near 100. We're talking about people who are experienced in or about to begin careers involving the teaching of basic mathematics. This is an interesting bar graph showing the U.S. teachers' views of their own capacity, and you can see that almost all of them, at the very least, think they can handle basic math. All 23 U.S. teachers were also asked to come up with a representation of the problem of dividing by a fraction. Certainly a more complicated task to complete on the spot than the mere computation, but one that we would hope our teachers are mostly capable. But of the 23 teachers, only 1 provided a conceptually correct representation. This teacher's representation was having 2 1/4 twins and wanting to count how many children could be given a half each. So 2 1/4 divided by a half. This was pretty good, except of course having a half child as part of the answer makes it an imperfect demonstration. In attempting the calculation, the teacher's responses ranged from admitting defeat, finding the correct unreduced answer of 14/4, and trying to find the lowest common denominator, as is used in adding and subtracting fractions. Attempts to give a representation of division by fractions ranged from confusing it with dividing a pie among 2 people to confusing it with multiplication by a half, and others seem to mix up all 3. So then, should we expect, at least in the U.S., that the average reader of this problem is going to get it correct if only the notation is used clearly? Probably not. If the professionals who are supposed to be teaching this stuff can't get it right, why would the general public be any better? Now, you might be wondering how the 72 Chinese teachers, all 72 of them got it correct. The recurring theme throughout this book is that although the U.S. teachers generally have far more years of education, their Chinese counterparts are far more likely to have developed a profound understanding of fundamental mathematics. They know less, but they know more deeply. And this makes a huge difference for their students. Not only did the Chinese teachers complete the calculation correctly using the standard algorithm, they also proposed other approaches during the interview. Some mentioned that you might find it easier to solve this example if it's converted to decimals. Some showed how the distributive property could be applied to break the problem down into smaller pieces. And others used the clever approach of just doing the division directly after converting into an improper fraction, which works great whenever these individual divisions work out cleanly also. If you're trying to do fraction division yourself or teach it to others, you could use all 3 of these methods, as long as you understand the fundamentals well enough to apply them intelligently. As for a representation of what fraction division actually is to aid in understanding, pies and pizzas are frequently used since they're familiar objects for commonly cut parts. We could say we have 1 3/4 pies and we want to package them as individual half pies. Except then 1 3/4 divided by 1/2 is the number of half pies we have total. We would see then what's the length of the other side? It should be pretty simple to give a representation of division by fractions. And notice how all three of these problems would come at division in a slightly different way. And these three types of division models were all given names by Brian Greer in 1992's Handbook of Research on Mathematics Teaching and Learning. The first problem uses what Greer dubbed a measurement model, asking how many halves fit into 1 3/4. Like we measure height by asking how many inches fit from the floor to your toes if you're doing a headstand. The second problem uses a partitive model, trying to find a number so that part of it, in this case half of it, is 1 3/4. The third is a rectangular area model, or more generally, if we know the product of one factor, what's the other factor? All of these are natural models with which you can represent division by fractions more concretely. And if you as teachers can develop an understanding of fractions and arithmetic that is as deep and flexible as that of so many Chinese teachers, it may be that one day these sorts of posts spark not but a fleeting wave from a far more numerous population. Anyways, how skilled or unskilled were your teachers with these concepts in school? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more of these swanky math videos here.
Iwahan mo. Bueno, como yang jauh gitu.
What is this, CrossFit? Yo, what the hell, they have it CrossFit in a church?
Hmm. Okay.